Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buck Sweet Sports Podcast, presented to you by A10 Studios. If you haven't done so already, man, swing by A10 Studios. Help us out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. So check out all the content on the page. A lot of great content, everything from religious to self-help, motivational stuff, sports, music, and just some shows with just good conversation, good laughs. I mean, you'll find something that you enjoy over there. So swing by A10 Studios Facebook page, check them out, hit that follow button. If you're a content creator and you're looking to start your own podcast, just something like this, um, definitely check them out, see what they could do for you. Miss Tamika, she's definitely looking for more content creators. So if you got something that you want to like to, start a podcast or something like that, I mean, definitely check them out. Um, Today's episode, a couple things I want to talk about. We'll get into a couple local high school sports topics I wanted to get on, talk about. Little NCAA March Madness recap. We'll talk a little bit on the men's and the women's side. And for my NFL stuff, I kind of just want to talk about two teams that were in similar positions a year ago and just the differences, all these just different these little small decisions end up making in the long run and how they both been rebuilding their teams. But we'll go ahead and dive into it. Once again, if you're here, appreciate you taking the time to listen. Start with some high school stuff. Obviously, hearing now Clinton High is down to three candidates as far as head coaching uh, searches um, pertaining to that. Um, so I'm guessing we'll hear something in the next week or two. There's a school board meeting April 18th, I think they said. So hopefully hearing something by then. I've heard a couple of different names floated around, but I won't speculate or throw anything out there until it's been confirmed. But um, one of the things I want to talk about today, man, it's been a lot of talk about high school transfers, kids transferring to different schools. Um, if you don't know already, we've had a couple that have transferred from Clinton to Marlboro County, and also recently, just last week, I think it was confirmed about a star wide receiver from Hopton transferring to Hugh out there in Charlotte. Um, Reading a lot of stuff on the message boards and seeing stuff on social media, a lot of negative stuff. Um, People talking bad about the kids, talking bad about the parents, talking bad about the coach, well, former coach. This is my thing, man. We, I think it's just weird for, grown and people to obsess over where other grown people decide to take their, to send their kids to school. Like, it's, I mean, to be blunt, it's none of your business why why they make the move. As long as they're establishing residency and all the paperwork squared away, that's it. Um, Stuff like this has been going on for years. I mean, it happens all the time. For people to sit up there and obsess over it and talk about, oh, these kids aren't loyal. What happened to high school loyalty and what happened to growing up playing with the guys uh, grew up with? That still exists, but like I said, for these kids and these families, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a decision that they're making. No one's holding a gun to their head, making them make these moves. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's none of our business. As long as everything's been done, they're doing all the what they need to do. That's all that matters. And like I said, for fans to sit up here and talk about loyalty, there one of the things I was mulling over is like what's loyalty in sports from high school to pros, especially when it dealing with fans. A coach can have a great first 2 years, follow some rough times because might just be talent might dry up for a little bit. Might just be a weaker class, whatever. Lose a couple games, and the first thing fans are doing is calling for the coach's job. A player has a bad game or a couple bad games. I've heard all the talking stands from fans before. Oh, why is he still in the game? We need to take him out and put him such and such in, and etc. So, like there's no these kids aren't married to these schools. Because like I said, you talk about loyalty, fans, y'all flip on them at the drop of a dime, and we've already seen it. Like you said, you were cheering for these kids a couple months ago. Now you're talking bad about them just because they're not going to your school no more. So talk about loyalty. I mean, a lot of people have shown, true colors these last couple of months and just how quick they'll turn on somebody. It's a lot of two-faced people out there, man. Just reading some of the comments on the message boards and just seeing what people are posting online. I don't blame kids for leaving. Like, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you, because don't worry about these fans' feelings. Because at the end of the day, the only time they just care about what you're doing for their team on Friday nights or Saturdays, or whatever. This goes from high school to college as well. Um, but that's just my opinion, man. It's none of your business. I mean, and then for any Clinton fans complaining about it, you're a hypocrite, plain and simple, because you weren't complaining when they were coming in to Clinton. You weren't complaining about Amaris Williams coming from Over Hills. You weren't complaining about Josiah McLaurin coming from Hopkins. So what you complaining for now? That's my question. So you're mad because they went with the coach? I mean, like I said, if that's their family decision. That's that player's decision. If that's what they sat down and talked about, that's what they wanted to do. I don't think they care what you know, uh, you know what such and such booster, you know, has to say about it. They don't care. That's not your child. So just like I said, that's just one of the things that like I said people just need to stop obsessing over. And I just feel like I guess it's one of the things is when they're coming to your school, it's not a problem. It's just when they're leaving out. Like I said, man, you don't hear them Reedsville fans complaining. Like I said, I mean, on the message board, they're openly talking about, transfers they may be having coming in. Like, oh yeah, such and such may be coming in, lineman from McMichael, or such and such might be coming in, running back from Rockingham. He can help out here, blah blah. And oh yeah, like, and I mean, I guess after all these years, I always wonder like how the West is so dominant over the East. And maybe that's it, man. Maybe down east, we're so occupied. Wait, where did that kid come from? Oh, he came from that school, and he's going to this school now. There's something going on there. We need to investigate this. This is not right. You can't win on homegrown talent. You think Reedsville concerned about where these kids coming to them from? Man, they hanging banners. And meanwhile, it's some schools out east that we sitting here in a drought. But we sit here complaining about where this kid's going and where this kid's coming from. And look, I'm all for homegrown talent, but it's five studs transfer in. I ain't complaining. Cool. Welcome to the team. Hey, you from Clinton now. But he said that's just man, it's wild to see the differences, man. Like I said, and honestly, I believe kids are the biggest recruiters. I don't think too many coaches are going out there back channeling to these players, telling them to come. I think it's more players, man. I've I tried it myself when I was playing. I was some of my friends from church. I was like, bro, you need to come to Clan and play with us, man. Because man, you'll be crazy out there. It'd be crazy if we added you to the team. So I mean, it's just what's my guy? My guy Tom Knotts, say the old coach from Charlotte Independence in the 2000s. How you think? How you think them boys won what 7 straight state championships? Won like 100 some games in a row. You think all them kids started at Charlotte Independence, grew up in that immediate area? I mean, come on now, that's not checkers. Like I said, it's just an issue when it's not your school again. Had a conversation with a Lakewood dad. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. Well, I won't say no names, but he talked about his kid wanting to move, so his kid, no, not only gets to can thrive athletically, but academically as well. And he feels like he's not getting that at Lakewood. And I mean, so if and when this guy, decide the family decide finally decides to make this move, y'all gonna talk about him just because he wants something better for his son. Like I said, at the end of the day, people just need to just mind their own business. I wasn't. I was upset. I was pretty disappointed when you know, we lost kids like JJ Baggett and Ethan Royal, especially Ethan, because I mean, watching them grow up through the rec and through the middle school, I was ready for it to see him in. You know, seeing them behind center for the dark horses, and I was disappointed, but in the day, I still support them. That's their decision. Um, I wish them the best, and they're doing both those guys are doing great out there in Charlotte. I'm not gonna talk bad about them because how would that make me look? I support you all the way up from rec to middle school, and then all of a sudden, nah, he's trash. I ain't like how would that make me sound or talking bad about the family? Like it's not my decision. That's their kid. So that's just fans just need to cut that out. Like at the end of the day, it's none of your business. Uh, as far as college goes, I'm not. Uh, I don't agree all the time with how the transfer portal is used as far as guys jump from school to school. But I mean I get it. I mean there's like I said, there's no loyalty. You if this school is offering you such and such NIL money, I mean, shoot, why not? You know, because like I said, these coaches, if they got this, especially if we see a lot of basketball, if they got a really big class coming in, like right now at Duke, with all them guys coming in, I bet you behind the scenes they're asking kids, hey, look, well, I think they're probably suggesting like I suggest you should probably hit the transfer portal because I got such and such coming in and we need to make room. I've seen it. It's happened. Trust me, that's happening. So I mean, so what is loyalty? I mean, to these schools, they'll ask you to transfer in a heartbeat to make room for this 5-star freshman coming in. I said, so just I mean, coaches, college coaches, especially football, they get a new job, they don't even they're gone. They ain't staying for the bowl game. Man, y'all could have been playing together under this coach 4 years, went through hell and high water. Your final game, man, he gone. He got a job at LSU. He gone. So I mean, just people just need. Don't even get me started on the pros. Yeah, there's so I think people just need to stop obsessing over it, man. making it sound like it's a generational thing. Like, oh, these kids today, they're all about me, me, me. Man, these colleges and high schools been all about me, me. So, like I said, I'm not going to hate on the player for doing or family for doing what's best for them. Bottom line. A little bit more on the high school stuff. Well, it's not. It was kind of high school going into pros, but it's a local ish local thing. Um, Former Clinton quarterback DB Chris Williams. I had posted some pictures of him his pro day with the NFL draft coming up, and just wishing him good luck. And I know it's going to be an exciting time for him and his family. Hoping to hear his name called. Chris was he was an outstanding football player for Clinton. Um, quarterbacked on the 2015 through 17 teams. Led him to Eastern Championship game in 2015 as a sophomore. Had that outstanding year 2016 where, I mean, he was on track to hit 1,000 yards passing. Um, Huge year as a defensive back, man. Had at least what, 11 or 12 interceptions. One of the biggest plays I remember was his intercept. It was a close game against East Bladen that season down there in Elizabethtown. Big time interception, return for touchdown. I mean, great athlete, great basketball player as well. Um, just really enjoyed watching him play during this time at Clinton. Continue to follow him when he went down to Limestone. Try to follow him out there at UNLV. But definitely wishing him good luck. Really hoping to hear. It's always fun to see somebody from the hometown with an opportunity to that's just a dream, man. It's a dream. May not hear his name called day one or day two. Definitely a guy that I could see possibly getting picked up day three or maybe a undrafted free agent contract, but just getting an opportunity to get your foot in the door and have an opportunity to make it to a training camp and compete. Um, Definitely a dream come true for a football player. So definitely wishing him and his family good luck. A couple other notes: Jakarion Keenan, who's transferred from Clinton to Marlboro County. He's received offers from. He got a big offer from Georgia Tech this week, and an offer from we'll say Memphis, with two big offers he had this week. Another kid that picked up some has been picking up some steam. Defensive end Josiah Dwyer. Let me see if I can find his because he just picked up a couple offers as well. I want to say one was Wofford College, and the other one might have been Elon, but don't quote me on that yet. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But so for my Marlboro County folks, man, you're really going to, man, you're going to love watching Jakarion play. Jakarion is an outstanding athlete. Did so much on all three phases of the game for us these last 2 years. Outstanding defensive back, uh, lockdown, great at high point the ball. Um, Big time on special teams. Some of his biggest plays was special teams, getting those block punts. And then when he gets the ball in his hands as a wide receiver, like I said, outstanding athlete. Not sure what his role would be down there at Marlboro County, but um, definitely someone that y'all are going to enjoy watching play. Like he's excellent. I mean, just excellent football player, and really looking forward to seeing where he ends up. He's a kid that I really, as I watched him play, I knew that what happened this spring with his recruitment blown up the ways I saw it coming. So I was like, yeah, it's he just stands out. But let me see if I can pull up Josiah Dwyer's latest. Okay. Well, Can't pull it up. But I want to don't quote me, but I want to say it was Elon and Wofford College that he just got offers from. But moving on, we'll talk about a little bit of NCAA basketball, March Madness. Oh well, my Tar Heels, my Tar Heels lost, man. Great game, a very entertaining game. It hurt, it stung really bad because it's like, all right, I feel like Alabama didn't beat us. We lost, if that makes sense. You know, like I feel like I said, I feel like we lost the game more than they won it. That's I mean, that may not sound right, but that's kind of how I'm feeling like basically we beat ourselves more than they beat us. Um, Armando missing, some bunnies right there at the rim. RJ Davis basically had his worst game of the season, if not his career at Carolina. Like you just think if RJ, hits just three or four of those shots that he normally hits, we win the game. And of course, the play that everyone, really talked about was the Jalen Withers three. And this is my thing about it, man. I just like you can't he is not the sole purpose why we lost. I just talked about, you know, some of the things that happened. But man, you're right there above a minute. We're up by one. There's 15 seconds on the shot clock. Like you really ain't been hitting like that all game. I just wanted to see a better offensive possession, and you could tell it was just a bad shot. You could tell like normally when somebody shoots a three, you see the bench. If you go back and watch the video, look at Carolina's bench. No one stands up. Everyone's just looking like no. And that just goes to show, man. It was just a bad shot. Like I said, I feel for the kid. He played. I won't say he played. He played really well. Um, in the previous game, he had like 16 and 10, and he's capable of hitting threes. I want to say he led when he was in Louisville. He led them in 3 pointers and 3 point percentage. Just that situation, that time, just not the. If anybody's throwing up a random three, I'm taking RJ Davis. But 15 seconds left on the shot clock. You got to reset your offense because we seem kind of out of sorts that there that possession. And you know, like I said, you gotta live or die with the ball in Armando or RJ Davis's hands. And if anybody's like I say, if anybody's jacking up a three, it's got to be RJ or Cormac. But yeah, I just then he compounded that with just a really poor play on the other end defensively. Losing basically uh, committing the foul and giving up a 3 point play. But he's not the sole reason we lost. I mean, it was just everything from Armando missed the bunnies, RJ had a bad game, questionable player rotations by Hubert. But I mean, I understand kind of why he was going with the lineup that he was going with, and just it's just it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. Alabama earned it. They're obviously a really good team, really good scoring team. The guy Grant Nelson, I won't say it was, man. He's killing us. I mean, guy that he really stepped up, had a real huge game. It is what it is, man. So, uh, looking forward to next season. Hating to see guys like Armando leaving, but chance RJ comes back. Um, Hopefully, Harrison Ingram stays. And we got some guys coming in, man. looking at Ian Jackson at the McDonald's All American game the other night. So we got some guys coming in, him and Drake Powell. So like I said, we're already busy in the transfer portal looking for guys. Like I said, Carolina basketball, we ain't going nowhere, man. It's just a roller coaster ride, but it was a good season. I know it's just basically troll culture, but for Duke and State fans to talk about, oh, Carolina basically accomplished nothing this season. I think it's BS, man. ACC regular season title, you know, that's not chump change. That showed consistency, continued consistency over a 20 game period in conference play. In my opinion, ACC regular season title holds just as much weight as a tournament title. Uh, so for people to say, "Oh, we accomplished nothing," that's especially Duke fans. Come on, man. we 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 won the ACC regular season title and we swept y'all. I mean, come on. What did y'all accomplish this year? Okay, you made it one round. You lasted 2 days longer than we did. You met the same fate. You're back home with us. Come on, just calm that down. Shout out to got a shout out to NC State, man. I know before I felt State fans were being a little overzealous, talking about, oh yeah, this team needs to have a 30 for 30 special on what they did in the ACC tournament and stuff. This and I'm like, but now, man, look, they advance to the national championship. Hey, y'all can have the. I mean, right now, for what they accomplished is crazy. Winning the 5 games, 5 days in the ACC tournament. Now winning these 4 games in the NCAA tournament, making it to their first Final Four. In what is it? What 83? I mean, NC State fans can talk all they want to now. I mean, y'all got it, man. As an incredible run. Um, and goes back to one of the things I was talking about. Talk about loyalty. A month, well, maybe a month ago, there were NC State fans calling for Kevin Keatts' head. I mean, basically destroying him online. I remember after they beat Duke in that ACC tournament game, a fan was mad because he's like, well, dang, now we're going to have to, we're not gonna fire him now because he showed just enough not to get fired. So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about, man. And I'm pretty sure it was, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a lot of comments, bad comments about certain players. Now y'all love them. Come on now, like I said, it's not too much loyalty in sports. It's just what you're doing for me right now. But man, but yeah, congratulations to NC State for making that to the Final Four. Tough task taking on Purdue this weekend. I feel like it's. I mean, I'm not gonna bet against them. I feel like, hey, team of destiny, man. No matter what Purdue done before here, that NC State team's hungry. So we'll see. I'm definitely hoping this. Looking forward to seeing what happens. Like I said, for our other local teams, of course, Duke ended up falling to NC State in that Elite Eight game. Clemson fell to Alabama. So our Final Four, we got Alabama, UConn, NC State, and Purdue. So like I said, if I had to put my money on national championship game, I like to see it like a UConn versus NC State national championship. UConn being the defending champs, basically a favorite all season. But like I said, man, this it's everyone loves Cinderella, man. I mean, if NC State pulls this stuff off and walks away from national championship, man, it'll definitely go down as one of the one of the biggest stories in their school's history. But just a couple things I want to talk about on the women's side, man. A really exciting weekend on the women's side. I think women's may be getting more talked about than the men's this season now. Obviously, you had a bunch of great matchups. UConn was taking on USC the other night. Obviously, the big Iowa versus LSU game. And just one thing I just kind of want to talk about real quick, man. It's just the hate that LSU's Angel Reese has been, getting online, after their exit from the tournament, and just the stuff that I've seen, talked about her, since last season. I I just never understand how some players could be talked about as, oh, they're passionate, oh, they're a great competitor. That's why they got fired. That's why they get a pass. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see that happen with guys like Tom Brady. Everyone saw Travis Kelce in the Baltimore playoff game this season, talking trash and I mean getting in his coach's face, all that. But when somebody like Angel Reese does it, she you talk bad about him. And just like I say, a lot of the comments, man, it's totally unnecessary. And and it might have just been the emotions from the loss, but she was, kind of venting post game during the post game interviews, and she was talking about, how she's received death threats, which is like I say, anybody sending athletes death threats over games, just that's just wild behavior to me. Like it's not that serious. Then she was talking about how she was being sexualized, and one of the things that I just kept on seeing, especially on Twitter or X, people posting these, pictures of her, that's I guess stuff that she was posting online, her in different outfits or bikinis and stuff like that, and saying she posts this, but she's complaining about being sexualized, and I'm thinking like, yo, what? Like, okay, that's like some really awkward, weird, rapey behavior. Like that's your defense of saying, yeah, she deserves. She's saying she deserves to be sexualized because she posts a picture of herself in a bikini on her social media page. Like me and my wife go to the beach and stuff, or we go on cruises, and we post pictures of. She has pictures of herself, in her swimsuit and stuff. She don't does. So you're telling me she deserves to be sexualized? She deserves to have a bunch of creeps in her inbox, acting wild? No, like that's some weird behavior. That's the same type of destructive thinking that has so many women that go through, are sexually assaulted and they're scared to come out because people say, well, how like well she was dressed like this, so she must like it's just weird. It's just weird to have that mindset. And like I said, I hope, man, that for your sake, the people that think like that don't have daughters or anything like that because it gives me sex offender vibes, sexual assault vibes. Like you're saying, okay, she has a picture of her in a bikini, so she deserves to be, you know, sexualized. Like, come on, man. And it's just wild. I don't. I'm not surprised by anything I see on social media anymore. I mean, it's 2024. People post whatever type of trash they want to online. You know, because there's no accountability. There's no people are numb to certain stuff now. It's just it's crazy to me. What people's mindsets, so to speak. And don't even get me started on Jason Whitlock. Like it kills me that people get these platforms. He basically he uses his platform, and I don't know, maybe it's just coincidence, but it seems like he goes out of his way to attack black athletes or just black individuals in period. Because some of his biggest beefs this year, talking about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, talking about Stephen A. Smith, talking about LeBron, how LeBron needs to just stay in his lane, and basically telling them to shut up and dribble, that same type of conservative mindset. Um, and it's and now now he's got Angel Reese in his targets, man. And I'm like, it's unhard. It's sad to see a black man who has a platform, who has the opportunity to, uplift and, you know, uplift black culture, but you're steady attacking black athletes or black individuals. Period. Like it's I can't stand him. He's a piece of shit in my opinion. Sorry, excuse my French, but yeah, I can't stand I can't stand a self hating person. You're really going out. He goes out his way to do it. So saying Angel Reese is only famous for a taunt. That girl averaged a double double this season on a bum ankle in that game the other night. 17 points, 20 rebounds. Like, let's see Jason Whitlock get his fat ass out there and do and average a double double. Like, come on, man. Like, silence is golden. Sometimes, just be quiet. That's to the point. Every time I see him, and I don't follow him but it just his stuff keeps on popping up on my feed, and I'm just like, bro, just shut up. Yeah, but I just feel like that young lady doesn't deserve stuff that just if you want to criticize her game, cool. But come on, like all that other stuff, it's just totally it's unnecessary to me in my opinion. But uh, moving on, and like I said, I apologize to anybody that's offended by the cursing. Sorry, I try not to. But moving on, talking about big NFL moves. Just yesterday, Buffalo Bills trading Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans for a 2025 second round pick. So more ammunition for CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. And this is one of the things I want to talk about is like the Houston Texans, and my Carolina Panthers were basically in the same position last season. Um, both picking early in the draft, looking for quarterbacks, and both breaking in new head coaches, new front offices, and it was going, just the whole rebuilding process. And I spoke about this during the playoffs. Houston has made all the right moves. Like they've hit. I mean, they've hit a home run. They hit it with the coach, getting D'Amico Ryans. Hit it with the quarterback, getting C.J. Stroud. Hitting it with the mid round wide receiver, getting Tank Dell. With their free agent signings and what they build up. So Houston goes 10-7, wins the AFC South, wins the playoff game, ends up falling to the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Then going into this offseason, already done. They added an edge rusher, added Joe Mixon, and now you add in, you know, Stephon Diggs, who definitely still, he had a little, off, kind of off second half of the season in Buffalo, but still bona fide number one wide receiver. Like Houston's like they've geared up the proper way, and all of a sudden now you're talking about Houston, being uh, a Super Bowl contender basically, right there in the conversation. And so I want to say they were 2-14 the previous year. Let me look that up. I don't want to give y'all the wrong information, but basically, people like Matt Rule, Carolina Panthers former head coach, sold us on rebuilds aren't this is not going to be something quick. His analogy was 7 years, 6 7 years, something like that. We watched Houston do this. I mean, make all the right decisions, make this turnaround that quick. Like I said, they made all the right decisions. But they were 3-13-1. So 3-13-1 to 10-7, AFC South champs. And okay, and a lot of that, helped the Sean what they got from the Deshaun Watson trade helped out, but that's the front office making good decisions. Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, it seemed like it's just we missed on the head coach twice during this whole rebuild phase. Um, Recycled through how many quarterbacks? I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, um, um, mm, Baker Mayfield, you know, and just we're not retaining any of our first round guys. You know, you look at when you trade away Chris McCaffrey, trade away DJ Moore, now traded away Brian Burns. It's just we made a lot of questionable decisions in the front office, and we're not hitting on our draft picks. You think about you know the the Texans wide receiver versus Jonathan Mingo. Not saying not ready to give up on Jonathan Mingo, but just Tank Dell look worlds light years ahead of Jonathan Mingo, both as rookie wide receiver. And so it's crazy to see the differences. You got two teams in similar positions, and well, and some would actually say Houston was in a worse position than us. Going into the draft last year, but they made all the right decisions. They made all the right moves, and now they're in a position to thrive. Where Carolina, which I'm liking the moves that new front office has made so far. But you know, you there's a you can show there's a blueprint. Man. There's you don't have to wait 7 years. You get your quarterback, you get your coach, and you continue to build around it. You don't take away. I mean, in hindsight, you think, all right, if we're going to end up we if we're going to end up trading Brian Burns anyway, why not include Brian Burns in the trade last year instead of DJ Moore? Because having DJ Moore would have helped out Bryce Young a whole lot, you know. And you just think about, they say it's all hindsight, but you kind of just think about these moves and just wonder, you know, exactly, what the thinking is. But um, hoping all this stuff pans out for the Panthers, man. Is for the fan base. Trust me, it's rough. Sundays, it was rough every Sunday tuning into what we had to watch last season. Just hoping for something better this year. And with the NFL draft coming up, you just hope we can hit on our picks because, frankly, this last couple of years we haven't had a lot of luck outside in the first rounds, and it makes it even worse. We don't have a first round pick this season, so you got to make those mid round picks count. So that's basically all I got for y'all today, man. Sorry if it seemed like I was rambling a little bit, but just a couple of things I wanted to talk about and get off my chest, man. I felt like, what better way to do it than here on the podcast. So um, appreciate everyone listening in. If you haven't done so already, hit the follow button. Uh, Bus We Sports Podcast. Like I said, football season, high school football season will be upon us soon, and definitely can't wait covering all these South County teams plus Marlboro County. So we're gonna have a lot of content for you guys coming up. For anybody, if you're a high school football fan, definitely. And then I'm definitely going to continue with my little college with the Tar Heels and Carolina Panthers stuff as well. But really, main focus definitely going to be on prep sports. But looking forward to news about Clinton High School football coach. We'll see when the announcement is made. Um, like I say, any photo edits, anything, anybody interested in having, message me, send me some pictures, tell me what you want to do. I posted some of the examples that I've been doing. Did a basketball AAU basketball schedule for a friend. Uh, like I said, I mean, I'm not charging for this stuff. It's something I enjoy doing. So anything you I said, parents, football players. Actually, I've been branching out doing different sports. So you got an athlete, you want some pitch, you want some type of photo edit done, great poster, T-shirt, whatever. Just let me know. Um, Definitely swing by A10 Studios if you haven't done so already. Hit that follow button. Help us get to 1,000 followers. While you're at it, definitely follow Buxley Sports Facebook page. Like I said, man, going to have a lot of different content for you guys coming up soon. Appreciate everyone listening. Hoping everyone's having a good week. Continue to have a good week. And just once again, just thanks for listening. Y'all have a great week.